Good evening and welcome to the Problem with Being Awake. My name's Ben and let's have a chat. Now I want to chat about critical race theory being taught in, well, not universities anymore, but our schools to children as young as 5. It's really important. If you've got children or grandchildren, I would listen. But first I'd like to tell you a story, because yesterday, somebody sent me a comment saying, and this from a white person, you evil stroke racist stroke C. She didn't put the dots in. I'm not going to say the word online. And I thought, I can't get away with putting an exclamation mark next to "Have a nice day" on my profile. How that got through, I don't know. But I point out, again, it's an oxymoronic statement. You've just made the most racist and horrible statement to me because you think I'm racist. There's no reason to think I'm racist. There's no evidence for it. Because I talk about it, it's because I don't think, and I know as a developmental psychologist, I know that children under the age of 10, if taught about this, will be taught white people are evil, racist inherently, responsible for racism around the globe, which is so untrue, it's insane. As in, go to Africa, go to parts of Asia, go anywhere else, go to any Arabic nation, and you'll see that it's tribe on tribe, really. Yeah, we might be big nations, but it's still tribe on tribe racism. The white people are responsible for all the racism in Asia. Well, there aren't any white people there, so I don't see how they're doing it. But this story. So I was a trauma therapist, and I came back from overseas with a really heavy dose of PTSD myself. Got over it, became a trauma therapist. I only ever met one person who had a similar level of trauma to what I have had and still do to a degree. And we talked and we got on really well. And I was looking forward to working with him. I worked with a lot of veterans. He was a special one, And but we talked, and the reason he came in, and this is what I'd like people to think about racism and what it means and why it's there. The reason he came in was because he wanted help. Because every single time he saw a Muslim or a Muslim family, he would stop what he was doing and stare. And he's like, I hate it. I'm not racist. I know they're not the same people that I fought abroad, but my brain just stares. He's like, can you do something about that? And I was actually able to do some therapy stuff. So we did do a little bit about that. And then, he just came in looking to not feel any racist beliefs, but they were inherent in him. Now, 4 tours in Arabic countries, that's going to give you a different view. It's like the 90-year-old man who was kept in a Japanese prisoner of war camp for 6 years and then harassed by his granddaughter and her woke friends for being racist towards the Japanese. Well, I'm sorry. If you try that one yourself, get yourself kidnapped, get yourself kept in a prison by the Polish government, let's say, just a random thing, and then come out and say, I love all Polish people. It's not going to happen, is it? Especially as sushi and no Japanese culture had made it to the UK. He'd never seen any. So all he knew of the Japanese was that they used to pull him out every day and torture him. But his granddaughter, rather than allow that his belief, had to make sure he believed in what woke people believe is good and true and is the only belief that's possible. It's totalitarian and it's entirely erroneous. Racism is not the fault of white people. There are white racist people, obviously, but we didn't invent it. It's actually older than language. It's referenced well before language in the Mesopotamian Empire, and it's never not been around. And almost every nation, including Britain, have been slaves at some point. So, sorry, but I don't look up because I've got a bit of an eye condition at the moment. So it's really not something that's appropriate to teach to children. Why? Because their minds are unformed. A child's conscious mind starts to develop about the age 7. Before that, you can tell them anything you want and they'll believe you. So recently I found out how Daniel Radcliffe was going around schools and teaching or talking about trans kids. Where did trans kids come? 6 years ago, that was not a word. That was not a thing that anyone thought about. And now, where is it? Well, it's a fashionable thing. The old odds, and I get bored of quoting them, is 0.001% of females and 0.0041% of males. And now it's top 7%, but it's going to hit 20 within a year. But it won't now, because people will not be so tolerant. And we shouldn't. You can't have 100 genders. Sorry. If you get 100 genders, I want a unicorn. If you can get me a unicorn, you can have as many genders as you want. But not just any unicorn. I want one with my name on it. But I mean, and I've read through every single one of them at length. Because I've been studying this for 4 years. I would consider myself an expert on the radicalization of this movement, and especially in the gender non-binary, non-fluid, fluidity, just floating through the world, casting their magic cancel wand, because that's the only thing woke culture did, was create cancel culture. Just cancel wand, cancel you, we'll cancel you. Today I feel like I'm a 19-year-old girl. But tomorrow I might be a 23-year-old boy. Who knows? Hey, how cool's life? And I'm not exaggerating, because you go on YouTube and you look in that, type in, not on YouTube, go to Google, what's the best thing about being trans, or what's cool about being trans? You'll see loads of videos. A lot of them are TikTokies, and I don't watch those. I don't like TikToks. I got exposed to one once, and it wasn't good. So why should we be teaching that all white people are inherently racist? Whiteness is the biggest problem facing humanity. And that effectively, it's pretty much similar to, it's indoctrination on a level that the KGB couldn't have imagined. If they'd imagined it, they'd have pulled it off, and we'd have sleeper cells of Russia everywhere. But they couldn't get that many kids involved. Whereas we've got primary kids. Why? Because what the teachers have been teaching it, they should all be punished. No, but these young kids, they just believe it. And what they do is they store it in their adult box. That's what I call it. And what happens when you reach adulthood is you release what's in your adult box. And that's the counter argument for alcohol hereditary. As in, if you watch adults behave when you're 0 to 7 or even up to 10, you may not agree with what they're doing. You may not even like it, but it'll go into your adult box. And I've known enough people who said, at 16 I swore I'd never drink, and by 19 I was a full-blown alcoholic. And some people go, oh, that's your genetics. It's a much bigger argument for the fact it's environmental and indoctrinal. So if we teach hate, and we teach about hate, we teach the American syllabus about hate to children in England, then we're only going to get back hate and violence and war and rioting. So let's stop this madness, please. And I'm going to put my article back out. I'm going to put my petition back out. Please sign up for it. My name's Ben Wilson-Smith. I'm very passionate about this. This needs to stop before it gets out of control and damages our youth culture forever. So thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and share and like and all that. And if you didn't, you've probably already gone, so it's fine. But thank you for tuning in and giving me your time. Good night.